Hello, this is David. I'll be talking about my assignment 2, what I've done, and the things that I struggled with, and how the final project looks like. The, um, I guess, my journey from where I started to where I am now, and whatnot. Okay, so let's just look at the time just to be sure that I'm not gonna just run out of time talking about whatever. Let's see. Right now it is recording 30 seconds, 40 seconds. I have 20 seconds still there. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm gonna look at the terminal to walk us through what I've done. So, Pacetto is what Lucas implemented or provided for me to work with. So, this is what he initially had, and I worked around it to reach where I am right now. So this is the initial, uh, I guess. Oh, well, ignore that. But this is it. So I'm just testing it out, and I faced this sort of issue, and I was doing some sort of tinkering with it, and then I fixed it again. Um, and right here is where I started adding the uh, arguments. So if you look at the document here, I added this in the main where I am allowing the user to set the amount of students. Initially, it was just 3, so that's one of the things I've done. I worked with that for a little bit. I also uh, implemented the Atoy. I remember in class you said that it was a lot safer to use that. And then from here on, it was clear that I was working in a better file because uh, from here on, I believe I was just working on the logic of it. So I started adding the printf statements, showing where I am, showing what the TA is working with, showing which student is which, and showing how many are waiting, and uh, is just giving us more data clarity. So the journey from where I started to where I am now, you can see that you can see the data that's being manipulated, and the mutex lock also being highlighted there, but we'll get to that. So one of the things that I was working with that I struggled with was actually just mutex in general, because I didn't know what mutex was implementing. I don't know if it was a boolean, if it was an int, a string. So I didn't know what I was going. So it was just a struggle there, and to solve that, I just did trial and error, and from there on, I started making progress. So you can see here that I'm starting to implement the students waiting and helping, so I can see which TA is working with which. Right here is one of the things I want to highlight. Student 3, 4, 2, and 1 couldn't find the TA, so this means that the mutex lock works, or at least it works as expected. And then here we make more implementations. The TA here is finalizing everything, and then they're being exclusive with the mutex. So when the mutex is locked, the student couldn't find the TA because, like I said, the mutex locks the TA. If that makes sense. So we use mutex locks instead of semaphore. Alyssa is gonna talk more about that. I think she's gonna talk about the logic of the whole project because she laid down exactly what needs to be done, and so I just followed through that. And here's one of the things that I've done. Um, it's just adding things to queue, just implementing this TA. So if you look at the file itself, you'll see that the for loop, there are two for loops here, one for creating a thread with the student and one for creating the teacher assistant and one for joining the student. And then at the very end, you'll see that I joined the TA threads as well at the very end there. No, actually that's Lucas's, but we just joined the threads there at the very end, and then we unlocked the mutex with the here. But I thought it was um, unnecessary, so I commented that out. Also, right here, if the student is less than 1, it's going to sleep. It should actually be equal 0, so that works. What else did I work on here? I worked on the logic display. So it, as time progresses, you'll see that the data is being displayed clearer and clearer with more, I guess, clarity in terms of which TA is working with which student and how many students are being helped, how many students are waiting, and you'll see that the TA is currently sleeping, and then the TA finishes helping a student, all that. I'm gonna run the file one more time just to finalize everything. Alright, that's cool. Where am I? Am I in desktop? LS. Final. Do I not have final here? I swear I have final here. Where did I add this? I'm now confused. I have 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Let me just. One moment. Okay, cool. It's probably in another directory. That's amazing. Let me just. One moment. Let me just save this. Put it in desktop. Cool. Alright. And let's run it through. So let's have 5 students. You'll see that the students are being queued up. You see that the mutex lock actually works because you see that the students 4, 2, 5, and 1, 3 as well, are waiting while the lock is still active, and then when the lock is unlocked, you see that students are slowly getting queued up. And one of the things that I actually want to also point out is that the fact that the threads work, because if you look at the block of code that just gets inputted out or outputted out in terminal, you see that the threads work parallel to each other, I guess, because they just come out all at once. So I guess synchronization works because it's working in parallel, but also the mutex lock works. So I believe that we met the satisfaction, or we met the expectations of what the assignment is expecting. And yeah, further information about the assignments and how it relates to synchronization and threads will be discussed with Alyssa and Lucas, as well as the initial file. So my responsibility was just to finalize everything and have everything work. Thank you.